So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the due diligence of Canopy and Aurora. And in this video, it's going to be kind of biased towards Aurora because, I own shares of Aurora, but I don't own that much shares of Aurora. I could potentially own more if I feel like it. I still haven't decided yet, but because I'm worried that the market could go down after earnings, but at the same time, earnings could push the stock price up too. So, but I am bearish on Canopy's earnings, and I'm more bullish towards Aurora's earnings. But we'll see what happens. We'll see if the scenario will play out. But it might be bad on both earnings report, and the stock may do another leg lower. But anything lower just makes these companies a bargain hunt, basically. Like, Canopy is going to be a leader, at least I think so. I could be could be wrong, but I do believe that Constellation Brand will fix what's wrong with Canopy and make Canopy a leader in the cannabis space. So that's my opinion. I don't know if that'll happen. I'm getting pissed off, but I made 2 videos and they both got demonetized. So I'm hoping this third video won't demonetize me because I'm getting pissed off. But yeah, there'll be a due diligence video on both Canopy and Aurora, the earnings report. So I don't know what I'm going to name it. But Aurora will be the biggest MJ industry in Canada. I choose to believe in my company. I made this video 2 years ago, and now Aurora is the #1 company in Canada, which is shocking, right? No, because Canopy has, they received $5 billion from Constellation Brand. But the thing is, if you guys give me 200 thumbs up for this video, I'm planning to make a dedicated Aurora video. So if you give me 200 thumbs up, I will release it to YouTube. If you don't, then I'll just do it for my membership group. But I still am planning to make an animated video for my membership group. So I hope I can finally release this video. Anyways, Constellation Brand to invest 5 billion Canadian dollars in Canopy growth to establish transformative global position and alignment. So this, I honestly, when I heard this, I thought Canopy was going to be a clear winner. I thought Canopy was just going to completely destroy Aurora, but that's not the scenario. Aurora is taking market share from Canopy. Aurora is destroying Canopy in international, medically, rec in Canada, and they're beating them in I guess gross margins, big time in gross margins. That's a big deal. And I hopefully, according to Aurora, they will be a leader in the US. I'm hoping that Aurora has some exciting news according to the US. Terry Booth said that shareholders will be very happy with the news that gets released regarding the US. So I'm excited. I hope to hear something very exciting for Aurora. I don't know if it will, but Aurora's doing a good job right now. They are beating Canopy, and Canopy received $5 billion from Constellation Brand. So at the end of the day, money is not the biggest factor into success. Maybe it has to do with management and the way the company's run, and Aurora apparently has better management than Canopy. Only thing Canopy has is money. So, that's how I see things. And this is just pure speculation on my part, but I think Constellation Brand was unhappy about how Bruce Linton ran Canopy, so they canned him. That's my opinion. I don't know. That's just pure speculation. When you, let's say if I was Constellation Brand and I gave Bruce Linton $5 billion and Canopy's losing to Aurora, Would I be very happy? I absolutely wouldn't, and I would, maybe they overreacted and fired Bruce Linton. Maybe, I don't know. But he's gone. He's no longer working for Canopy. So, yeah. Anyways, Canopy stock is at $28 right now. I think there's a possibility it could go down lower, but the lower it goes, the more of an opportunity it becomes, at least in return on investment, because I still believe in Canopy. I believe that if you have a long-term perspective look on Canopy, there will be a dominant player in the U.S. and in Canada, maybe not Canada, but in the U.S. maybe. They will be around for sure because Constellation Brand won't let them die, and one day they could be the same value as Constellation Brand, and the value is nowhere near Constellation Brand right now. So I think there's a significant amount of return on investment long term on Canopy, but short term we could see the stock go to $20. Who knows? But if Canopy goes down, I think Aurora will go down with it. But we'll see though. Earnings could change it. Canopy's earnings could be bad, but at the same time, both companies' earnings could be good. I'm more positive to Aurora's earnings, but you never know. Aurora could do poorly in this earnings, and then a Canopy could do poorly on this earnings, and we could have a leg move down even lower. That's a possibility. So let's look at Canopy's earnings from last quarter. So I think this is Canopy's. Yeah, this is Canopy. So this is Canopy's balance sheet as of June 30th, 2019. They had $3 billion of cash. They went from $4.5 billion to $3 billion of cash. That's pretty bad. They spent $1.5 billion and they're losing to Aurora. That doesn't sound right. Maybe all this acquisition stuff is gonna pay off long term. Maybe, hopefully, I don't know. They did spend $300 million of that on Acreage Holdings, so that's another $300 on Acreage Holdings, so that's like $500 million Canadian. So they did spend quite a bit on Acreage Holdings, and then there's other acquisitions that they purchased that caused them to have a goodwill of almost $2 billion. Aurora has goodwill of $3 billion. Canopy has goodwill of $1.9 billion. So right now, Aurora seems to be doing better with their goodwill because they are number one, while Canopy's goodwill is not really panning out to be too good, at least short term anyways. Who knows about long term? I still think that Constellation Brand will fix Canopy. There's no way they spent too much money and time on Canopy to just let it die. So I think Canopy is a safe long-term investment. But yeah, so the lower Canopy goes, the better of an investment it becomes. That's my opinion. So will it go down lower? Is a total possibility. But last earnings wasn't too impressive in my opinion. $90 million of net revenue and gross margins of 13.16. So if we take our calculator, 13 divided by 90, we're talking about gross margin around 15%. 15% gross margin. Aurora is doing 4 times better than them in gross margins. They also lost a bunch of money, but some of that was through warrants, which I kind of don't understand. I guess I could go to note 25 to figure it out, but I really don't care too much. So, because at the end of the day, the lower Canopy goes. If you're bullish on Constellation Brand fixing Canopy, I think they will. Then Canopy be fine long term, and the lower the stock price goes, the more of an opportunity it becomes. But I'm more bullish on Aurora, and I don't know, like short term, Aurora could fall with Canopy, but who knows? Maybe Aurora could do a surprise earning report similar to Tesla. Everybody thought Tesla was gonna lose money, but they surprisingly turned a profit, and Aurora could do the same thing. To me, Aurora's sales seems to be doing pretty good. So let's look at Aurora's earnings report. They said that they made they pre-announced the earnings report, and they said that they were expecting to make between 100 to 107, and they came in at around $99 million. So they were off by $1 million. I think even if they were like say $105 million, I don't think it would make a huge difference, because Aurora is I honestly don't think the stock price would make it too much of a difference regardless of how much revenue came in. But that's just my sense on it. I think the stock price will still be at $5 even if they beat guidance a little bit. So at least that's just my opinion, right? Like, again, everything here I say is my opinion. None of it should be taken as financial advice. I make this for pure entertainment purposes and revenue for my YouTube channel. Money. So, yeah, so Aurora, this earnings, I think Aurora could do better because, first of all, they sold the T-Guard acquisition, so they could push into profitability if they included this on their income statement. We'll see if they do. I don't know. But if they did, it's definitely going to be a net income positive. Aurora did have some wholesale revenue of $20 million. So that will be gone for next earnings report. The revenue for the Canadian consumer market increased 52%, which was really strong, and then the medical market increased 29%. So if the medical market improved for next quarter, on top of improving, the international medical market sales increased too. If this increases and the revenue for the Canadian market increases another like 15-20%, this could make up the difference for the wholesale revenue. So they could still come in around $95 million in net revenue for cannabis. So they could still potentially have a flat quarter, which is still good. But if the sales don't pan out to be it is, and the net revenues were like $90 million and it was a slowdown quarter over quarter, that could lead to a sell-off. We'll see if that happens. I'm hopeful it doesn't. I'm hopeful that the revenue does increase quarter over quarter. But that's a warning, right? That's, it might not turn out that way. So, and according to my research, this is the Canada map. Aurora has number one in British Columbia. They have one in Ontario and in Quebec. The reason why I think I got demonetized because I had the Quebec website up, and so I didn't include the Quebec website in this one. But if you go to the Quebec online website, you would notice that Aurora products are sold out on the store. So Aurora is doing extremely well in Quebec. So that's a very good sign that Aurora will be generating a lot of profit. Now let's look at Aurora's earnings report. So Aurora cash, that last quarter ending on June 30th was around $200+ million. So it's not looking too positive on the cash side. But they did sell the T-Guard acquisition. On top of that, they raised more debt. So their cash position should be roughly $350 million next quarter. Hopefully it's higher. And let's see how bad their cash burn is. But if their cash is roughly $200 million, even after selling off the T-Guard and everything else, I would be a little nervous. I would honestly be a little nervous. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But I honestly think if Aurora stock goes down, it just makes it an opportunity. I do believe in the long-term perspective of Aurora, and if the stock price goes down lower, it'll just make it more of a bargain. Remember the assets I was talking about? Aurora's goodwill is $3 billion. Canopy's goodwill is $2 billion. Aurora is beating Canopy right now, so we'll see what happens next earning, but I think history is going to repeat itself. I think Aurora, according to my research, Aurora is doing really well in the Canadian market right now. And Aurora is going to beat Canopy when it comes to earnings. And if the market rewards Aurora for it, that'd be awesome. But if it doesn't, oh well, you know, it just creates an opportunity for retail investors, especially if you believe in the company long term. You know, it just makes it even cheaper and bigger return on investment, especially if Canopy drops with Aurora too. You know, that's a total possibility, but I'm more bullish on this earnings. I think we're gonna have a Christmas rally. That's my opinion. And I think Aurora is gonna beat Canopy when it comes to the earnings report. So we'll see what happens. I'm definitely looking forward to the earnings report. You know, according to this, I cannot determine because they included their full year, so I can't really break down their earnings report from last quarter because they include their full year. But next earnings report definitely can figure it out, so because they will only include the quarter. So I'm very excited to see what they have in store for shareholders. I hope there's no more sell-off, but at the same time, if there is, it just creates a golden opportunity for picking up Aurora at dirt cheap prices. Especially if Canopy crashes with the market. If only Aurora crashes, I would be extremely worried. But if Canopy and Aurora crashes, then I think this is a buying opportunity. But anyways, that's my opinion. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this content. Give me a thumbs up. It helps my channel grow. Subscribe for future updates and have a great day. Bye.